The much anticipated Odyssey QnA is out. The Odyssey is the new exploration ship in Star Citizen. The old one was the Carrack. There was a lot of drama on the forums saying, how can you release a new ship which is better than the old ship? But the QnA addresses a lot of this, as have I in the past videos. So let's dig into it and you'll see a lot of the answers, what we've already known. But let's go in. First one is, what materials can the Odyssey refine? And does refined material go straight into the fuel tanks or the cargo bay? Now, I know a lot of people who play mining were hoping they can go and sell this fuel, but this is not a mining ship. The Odyssey can refine quantanium and hydrogen into fuel. The refinery solely exists to extend the ship's range, so refined fuel goes straight into the fuel tanks rather than the cargo bay. Bam! Exactly as we suspected. Thank you. Next question. Is the Odyssey able to refine materials from other ships, such as ore bags from the Prospector? No, it is not a mining ship. It is not planned at this point, as there's no way to feed the onboard refinery other than the mining arm. Good. Next one. In comparison to the Carrack, here's the good stuff. In comparison to the Carrack, does the Odyssey have the capacity to conduct jump point mappings and scanning? Basically, what does this do that the Carrack doesn't do, or what does it do better? And the answer is this, much to the pleasure of Carrack owners. The Odyssey does not have the ability to scan and map jump points to the same extent as the Carrack. So breathe easy, Carrack owners. You still have an advantage, which remains the best current ship for that role. Yes, in general, all ships will be able to detect jump points, though the Carrack is simply better at doing it from greater ranges. So, hypothetical example. You and your Odyssey, your buddy is a Carrack, and you're right next to each other. And he'll say, hey, do you see that jump point over there? You say, no, I don't see it. My scanners on the Odyssey do not reach that far. The Carrack superior in scanning. All right, everyone happy? Let's go on. What specialized sensor or scanners, if any, does the Odyssey have? I don't see any dedicated scanning, mapping rooms, or equipment. What tools does it give its crews for exploration and making discoveries? So, there's no dedicated room for scanning. Does it mean that this is not a good scanning ship? No. The scanning is simply done from the MFDs. So the lack of a dedicated room does not stop the activity from happening. However, ships that have dedicated rooms for specific features will have buffs to their abilities as a result. So if your ship has a dedicated scanning room, it's meant to scan better than just any other ship out there. If your ship has if you're a data runner, like the Mercury Star Runner, has a dedicated room for data collection, that ship will do better data running than a ship which does not. Makes perfect sense. I like the answer. If you want to improve the scanning functionality of the Odyssey, there are multiple ships that excel in that role, that fit in the hangar, such as the Hornet or the Terrapin. Oh, really? Yeah, to fit the Terrapin is a wonderful idea. So you PvE players heading out in the Odyssey, stick a Terrapin in the hangar. That's awesome. I think that's a beautiful use for the Terrapin. I didn't consider that, but that is a great use for it. Next question. What's the biggest difference between the Odyssey and the Carrack? Nice one. The biggest difference is the Carrack's specialization in various areas such as jump points, scanning and mapping, onboard drones, and repair facilities. And its 3 modular cargo bays that can be outfitted in the future for various purposes beyond cargo. Do I hear something about refining fuel? Is there a possibility? Someone said that might be a possibility, right? Right? Well, there we have it. I think that's pretty much in the books. The Odyssey, however, favors a more generalized approach with the flexibility to do a lot of separate roles depending on how you equip it on board, ground vehicles, and supplies. All right, next one. Can the Odyssey refuel other ships, or is it limited to the vehicles in its hangar? The Odyssey can only refuel ships in its hangar via on-foot manual refueling. Really? So you're going to have a bunch of guys running around like a pipe and you have to stick the pipe into the ship? Wonder if you have to tip them for that too. How can the male slot cockpit have excellent visibility? Freelancer owners rejoice. So the male slot is actually quite a large opening and provides significant panoramic views to everyone on the bridge. You know, I don't hate it. I don't mind the freelancer cockpit. I know what they're talking about. I mean, you've seen it too. I don't hate it. actually, when you fly a freelancer, you're expecting that. That's the experience it's supposed to give you. I'm okay with it. Which ships will fit in the hangar? Can you provide us with some examples? Extra small hangar refers to the small ships, which are, wow, it's a big list: Avenger, Eclipse, Gladius, Sabre, Arrow, Gladiator, Hawk, Hornet, Hurricane, Terrapin, Defender, Mustang, Buccaneer, Herald, Prospector, 100 and 300 series, Aurora. Really, the Aurora? Yes. And the Blade. Okay, big list, and you have an idea of what fits in there now. What doesn't fit is the Vanguard, the Cutlass, the Freelancer, and Reliant, and the Carr 2L. The Reliant, just because it's long. Same with the Carr 2. Oh, it's probably pretty close. What are the rings you can see the people standing in the background? Well, we answered that. We did a pretty long video. It's the ring technology from Stargate, obviously. Come on. Here's a pretty good question. Do the size 4 shields on this large ship mean there's a new component size category between large and capital? No. Basically, capital is size 4. All right? Cleared that up. Does this ship come with a ground vehicle like a snub like the Carrack? Answer is the standalone Odyssey comes with no included ships. We are not giving you free stuff. Stop asking. Because this way you can customize it as you wish. Yeah, it would have said something already on the sales page if that was there. That was not there. You do not get any free ships with this. How much space is there for ground vehicles? Can you fit a Spartan or multiple Cyclones? The ground vehicle area in Odyssey is quite spacious and designed to carry vehicles the size of the Ursa rover. And while it shares an overall room with cargo, they are separated, so carrying a maximum amount of cargo does not impede the vehicle area. This means you can also sacrifice cargo space for additional vehicles. So yeah, I think it depends. Does it fit? It must. I think it will. The brochure shows crew quarters, but does the captain have their own room facilities? The answer is no. Being a non-military, unlike the Carrack, there is no dedicated captain's quarters. However, every crew member has their own quarters, so it's up to the captain to decide which room they like best. I can see the captain coming along, so, hey, crewman, you like these quarters? Yes, I do. Well, pack your stuff up because I'm taking it from you now. I like it better. The view's nicer. All right, good Q&A. It covers everything I think that we needed. Hope you enjoyed this. As always, if you enjoy my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comments below about the Odyssey. Catch you in the next one.